Have you ever noticed that no matter how early you go to bed, you still wake up around 2 or 3 in the morning, completely alert, wondering why your body just won't stay asleep? You're not alone. For many people over 60, that middle-of-the-night wake-up becomes a frustrating routine. And here's something most folks don't realize. It's not just about stress or aging. It might actually be what you're drinking before bed. A lot of us have been told to drink water before sleep to stay hydrated or to flush out toxins. But for aging bodies, plain water can do more harm than good at night. It doesn't warm you, it doesn't calm your nervous system, and it doesn't offer the nutrients your body now needs to rest deeply. What's worse, it sends you straight to the bathroom, breaking up the most restorative part of your sleep. But there's good news, your body isn't broken. It just needs a different kind of support now. In this video, I'll show you 5 warm, simple, natural drinks, each one carefully chosen to help calm your nerves, support your hormones, and help you sleep through the night without interruption. These aren't miracle cures, but they are deeply practical tools, and they might just change the way your nights feel. Section 1: Why plain water doesn't work after 60. Most of us grew up believing that a glass of water before bed was a healthy habit. And for years, maybe it was, but after 60, things shift. You might drink just half a cup and still find yourself wide awake at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, wondering why you're so alert yet so tired. It's not just aging, it's biology. As we get older, our bodies stop holding onto water the way they used to. The hormone melatonin, key to both sleep and fluid balance, naturally declines. That means even a few sips of plain water late at night can signal the bladder too early, forcing you out of deep sleep and into the bathroom. And once you're up, it's not always easy to drift back. But there's another layer most people don't talk about. Water doesn't nourish. It's clean, yes, but it's empty. It doesn't warm your body, soothe your nerves, or support the brain chemicals that guide you into sleep. In fact, it often cools your core temperature and unsettles your stomach, 2 things that work against restful sleep, especially as the nervous system becomes more sensitive with age. So the problem isn't hydration, it's using the wrong kind of liquid at the wrong time. Your body still needs something before bed, but it needs more than water. It needs warmth. It needs nutrients. It needs something that speaks the language your body understands now. And that's what we'll get into next. Section 2: The 5 bedtime drinks that can change your nights. 1. Warm, unsweetened almond milk plus cinnamon. If there's one thing most people over 60 crave more than anything, it's a full night's rest without interruption. No tossing, no turning, no sudden awakenings in the middle of the night. Just calm, steady sleep that lets you wake up feeling whole. That kind of sleep doesn't come from a pill, bottle, or wishful thinking. It starts with small, thoughtful choices like what you drink an hour before bed. And for many seniors, that starts with something deceptively simple: warm, unsweetened almond milk with a pinch of cinnamon. Almond milk may not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of sleep aids, but it's quietly powerful. The magic lies in 2 natural components, magnesium and tryptophan, both of which play a direct role in preparing your body and mind for deep, uninterrupted rest. Magnesium works behind the scenes to relax tense muscles and calm an overstimulated nervous system. If you've ever felt like your body was tired but your mind just wouldn't settle, there's a good chance magnesium could help. It helps reduce nighttime twitching, lowers cortisol levels, and allows your breathing and heart rate to find a steady, restful rhythm. Tryptophan, on the other hand, is a building block for serotonin, a chemical that boosts mood and promotes relaxation, and serotonin eventually becomes melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to rest. So when you sip warm almond milk, you're not just drinking a calming liquid, you're feeding your body the raw materials it needs to sleep naturally and deeply. But there's more. Unlike regular cow's milk, which many older adults find hard to digest, almond milk is lactose-free and naturally light. That means no bloating, no gassy discomfort, and no blood sugar spikes before bed. It's gentle on the gut and easy on the body, which is exactly what you want in the evening hours. And when you warm it gently, just enough to feel comforting, and add a small sprinkle of cinnamon, you create more than a drink. You create a signal, a ritual, something your body begins to recognize as a cue for slowing down. Cinnamon adds more than flavor. It improves circulation, which helps warm the hands and feet, a surprisingly important part of falling asleep. When your extremities are warm, your body is better able to shift into rest mode. Cinnamon also helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing the small dips that can sometimes wake you up too early or cause restless dreams. It's subtle, but the impact over time is meaningful. In a clinical study published in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences, older adults who drank almond milk twice daily for 2 weeks reported significant improvements in sleep quality. They slept longer, woke up less frequently, and felt more alert in the morning. No medication, no side effects, just consistent natural support from a humble drink that nourishes from the inside out. The beauty of warm almond milk is that it's not a quick fix, it's a gentle teacher. It helps your body remember what deep rest feels like. It doesn't force sleep, it invites it. And that's a critical distinction, especially for older adults who have spent years battling inconsistent sleep or relying on sedatives that leave them groggy and foggy the next day. To prepare it, choose an unsweetened almond milk, no added sugars, no flavors. Pour about 4 to 5 ounces, roughly 120 to 150 ml into a small pot. Warm it gently, not to boiling, just enough to release a bit of steam. Sprinkle a light dash of cinnamon, stir slowly, breathe in the warmth, then sit quietly and sip, preferably in dim lighting without your phone or TV nearby. Let it be your transition, a moment that separates the busy day from the rest your body deserves. This isn't just about sleep. It's about giving yourself permission to slow down, to comfort your nervous system, and to reclaim something essential that age has tried to take away. And if you try it tonight, just once, you might notice something different. Not necessarily dramatic, but maybe your breathing slows, maybe your shoulders drop a little. Maybe when your head hits the pillow, your body doesn't fight back. Sometimes the smallest shifts create the biggest change. Warm almond milk and cinnamon won't transform your life overnight, but it might give you back the kind of sleep that lets you feel more alive in the morning. And that's worth sipping for. 2. Chamomile tea with fresh ginger. There's a certain kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from doing too much, but from not sleeping enough. It builds slowly. You start waking up tired, then over time you stop expecting to feel rested at all. For many people over 60, that becomes the new normal. Long nights, racing thoughts, light sleep that breaks too easily. And in that quiet struggle, it's easy to forget that rest can still feel natural, that your body still knows how to settle if you give it the right signal. Chamomile tea with fresh ginger might just be that signal. Chamomile isn't flashy, it doesn't promise miracles, but it's been trusted for centuries across cultures to calm the body and mind, and modern science is finally catching up. The secret is a plant compound called apigenin. It gently binds to specific receptors in your brain, GABA receptors, the same ones that regulate anxiety, heart rate, and sleep. But unlike medications that sedate or knock you out, apigenin works like a quiet whisper. It tells your nervous system you can let go now. That matters more than you think, because as we age, the nervous system becomes more reactive. It takes less stimulation, light, sound, a stray thought to trigger wakefulness, and it takes more time to come down from it. Chamomile doesn't fight that, it works with it. It lowers the volume of background brain activity, so your mind doesn't spiral the moment your head hits the pillow. It creates space for stillness. Fresh ginger, meanwhile, brings something equally important: warmth and grounding. As we get older, circulation can slow, especially in the evenings. Cold hands and feet are not just uncomfortable, they can delay sleep by keeping your core temperature from dropping the way it needs to. Ginger naturally stimulates blood flow, especially to the extremities, helping your body reach the thermal balance it needs to fall asleep. It also soothes digestion, reducing the kind of bloating or heartburn that can disrupt rest, especially after a late dinner. Together, chamomile and ginger form a duo that speaks to the two biggest barriers to sleep in older adults: a restless mind and an uncomfortable body. One calms the brain, the other settles the gut and warms the limbs, and neither interferes with your natural rhythm. They just guide it back on track. In one clinical study published in the Journal of Advanced Nursing, women over 65 who drank chamomile tea daily for 2 weeks fell asleep faster, by an average of 16 minutes, and woke up nearly a third less often during the night. That may not sound dramatic, but if you've ever spent an hour trying to fall asleep or stared at the ceiling after every bathroom trip, you know how big that shift can feel. Chamomile tea is also non-habit forming. You won't build a tolerance, you won't wake up groggy, and it doesn't interact with most medications. That makes it a safe, simple first step, something gentle enough for nightly use but strong enough to make a difference. To prepare it, choose a high-quality chamomile tea bag or loose flowers. Pour hot, not boiling, water over it and let it steep for at least 5 to 7 minutes to fully release the apigenin. Add 2 or 3 thin slices of fresh ginger during steeping. This lets the ginger's oils infuse slowly, balancing the floral notes with warmth. Once it cools to a drinkable temperature, sit somewhere quiet, away from screens, and sip slowly, not just to hydrate but to unwind. Let this be part of your wind-down routine, not just a drink but a transition, a gentle reminder that the day is done and your body is safe to rest. And here's something subtle but powerful. The act of drinking warm tea before bed is a ritual, a form of self-care that's not about productivity or fixing anything. It's about being present. It tells your nervous system, we're home, we're done for today. That kind of message carries weight, especially when it's repeated night after night. If your sleep has felt fragile lately, if your nights have become long and your mornings foggy, start here. 1 cup, 1 quiet corner, 1 small act of care. It won't solve everything overnight, but it might soften the edges. It might slow the racing thoughts. And it might remind you that sleep isn't something you have to chase, it's something you can allow. 3. Warm diluted coconut water. Most people think of coconut water as a trendy summer drink, something cold, something refreshing, maybe even something exotic. But when it's gently warmed and sipped slowly in the evening, it becomes something entirely different, a powerful natural tool to help your aging body sleep through the night. If you often find yourself waking up from a full bladder, leg cramps, or a sudden jolt of nerves, warm diluted coconut water may be exactly what your system is asking for. Sleep doesn't just happen in the brain, it's supported by the entire body. And one of the most overlooked factors is mineral balance, especially electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, and sodium. These minerals regulate everything from muscle movement to nerve signals to bladder control. And as we age, our levels of these essential nutrients tend to drop. You might not feel it during the day, but at night it shows up as restlessness, twitchy legs, frequent bathroom trips, or even difficulty falling back asleep after waking. Coconut water in its purest form contains all of these minerals in gentle amounts, but the key is how and when you use it. Cold coconut water right before bed can actually wake the body up. But when you warm it gently and dilute it just a little with hot water, it transforms into something calming, deeply hydrating, and easy for the body to absorb without overstimulating the bladder. It's like giving your nervous system a warm handshake instead of a cold splash. Potassium is one of the biggest benefits here. It helps relax muscles, including the smooth muscles that surround your bladder. If you've ever felt like you had to use the bathroom at night even though you drank very little, it's often not about the amount of liquid, it's about the sensitivity of those muscles. With enough potassium, your body learns to hold water more efficiently, reducing the urge to wake up and go. Magnesium, another key mineral in coconut water, calms the nervous system and lowers stress hormones that tend to spike right before bed. In a 2017 study from the Journal of Sleep Disorders Research, older adults with low potassium levels were found to experience nearly 30% more nighttime awakenings than those with healthy levels. But after just 1 week of replenishing those minerals naturally, sleep improved across the board. Fewer disruptions, longer deep sleep, and better energy in the morning. No pills, no side effects, just real nourishment timed right. And here's what makes coconut water so special for seniors: it hydrates without overwhelming. The older we get, the more sensitive our systems become to volume. Even a small glass of plain water can feel like too much, leading to bloating or urgent bathroom trips. But a lightly warmed, half-strength serving of coconut water delivers the benefits without the downside. You get just enough fluid to support your sleep without tipping your bladder into overdrive. To make it, choose a plain, no sugar-added coconut water, ideally one that's fresh or cold-pressed. Measure about 3 to 4 ounces, 90 to 120 ml, and warm it gently, then dilute with equal parts hot water. You can even add a slice of fresh ginger if digestion is a concern or if your hands and feet tend to feel cold at night. Drink it slowly about an hour after dinner, but at least 60 minutes before lying down. This gives your body time to absorb the nutrients, use what it needs, and settle into calm. And remember, this isn't just a drink, it's a message. A warm signal to your nervous system that the night can be soft, not disruptive, that your legs can feel steady, that your bladder doesn't have to interrupt, that you are hydrated but not overstimulated. It may feel unusual at first. drinking coconut water warm. But often the things that feel new are the things we needed all along. When you choose to support your body with the right tools at the right time, you're not just treating a symptom, you're restoring a rhythm, one that may have felt lost but is still within reach. Try it for 3 nights. Pay attention. You may not sleep 10 hours straight, but maybe you'll wake up only once instead of 3 times. Maybe your legs feel a little quieter. Maybe you fall back asleep faster. That's the shift. That's the start. And sometimes that's enough to make the whole day feel different. 4. Golden milk, turmeric plus black pepper in warm milk. Sometimes the reason you can't fall asleep has nothing to do with noise, light, or even age. It has to do with stress, specifically the kind that lingers quietly inside the body long after the day is over. You may not feel anxious, but if your mind keeps turning and your heart rate stays slightly elevated, there's a good chance your cortisol levels are still high. And cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, is one of the biggest reasons people over 60 struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep. That's where golden milk comes in. Golden milk is a simple, warm blend of turmeric and milk, sometimes with a pinch of black pepper, but its effect on the body is anything but simple. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound known for its ability to reduce inflammation, lower cortisol, and calm an overstimulated brain. For seniors whose sleep has become shallow or broken due to stress or pain, golden milk offers a gentle, natural way to ease the nervous system back into balance. Here's why it works. Curcumin has a direct influence on the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, the part of your brain that controls your stress response. When this pathway is overactive, your body thinks it needs to stay alert. It keeps your heart rate slightly raised, blocks melatonin, and makes it hard to drop into deep, restorative sleep. But curcumin helps calm that response. It quiets the prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain that tends to overprocess at night, and allows melatonin to rise again, creating space for sleep to return naturally. Now, here's the trick. Curcumin on its own is hard for the body to absorb, but when combined with a tiny amount of black pepper, which contains a compound called piperine, its absorption increases up to 2,000%. That's why just a pinch is enough. And when all of this is stirred into warm milk, almond, oat, or even dairy, you get a drink that's more than soothing. You get a liquid sleep support system that works with your body's chemistry, not against it. In a 2019 study published in Phytotherapy Research, adults who took curcumin nightly for 4 weeks experienced a 23% reduction in cortisol levels. They didn't just fall asleep faster, they reported deeper, more consistent sleep and less mental chatter before bed. And unlike sleeping pills, there were no side effects, no dependence, and no grogginess the next day. But golden milk isn't just about science, it's about rhythm. It gives you something to look forward to each night, a ritual that marks the end of the day and the beginning of rest. The warmth soothes the stomach, relaxes the muscles, and sends a calming signal to your entire system that it's safe to slow down. To make it, heat about 5 ounces, 150 ml of your milk of choice until warm, not boiling. Add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Stir slowly, watching the color shift into a soft golden hue. You can add a cinnamon stick for flavor or a drop of vanilla for comfort. Just avoid sweeteners, especially if you're managing blood sugar. Sip it slowly about an hour before bed, ideally with the lights dim and your phone set aside. Let this moment belong to you. Golden milk also supports joint health, which becomes increasingly important with age. Curcumin reduces inflammation throughout the body, not just but also in the muscles and joints. If you've ever had trouble sleeping because of aching knees or a stiff back, this simple drink might bring a layer of comfort you weren't expecting. More than anything, golden milk reminds your body what it means to rest fully and without interruption. It doesn't force sleep, it gently unlocks it. It doesn't promise miracles, but it offers consistency. And when you're over 60, consistency is the most underrated form of healing there is. Try golden milk tonight, not because it's trendy, not because it's magic, but because your body has carried you a long way, and it deserves warmth, nourishment, and the kind of sleep that makes tomorrow feel possible again. 5. Warm gelatin water or bone broth. There's a certain kind of sleep that feels almost sacred, not just rest, but restoration. The kind of sleep where your body repairs, your mind resets, and you wake up feeling quietly strong. For many people over 60, that kind of sleep becomes rare. Not because it's gone, but because the body no longer has the raw materials it needs to make it happen. That's where something as humble as warm gelatin water or a small cup of bone broth can make a surprising difference. These aren't trendy drinks, they are old-fashioned, time-tested sources of nourishment, and at the heart of both is glycine, an amino acid that plays a vital role in sleep regulation, nervous system balance, and tissue repair. As we age, our natural glycine production slows down, and that matters because glycine is what helps the brain enter deep sleep. It lowers your core body temperature, slows your heart rate, and promotes the kind of brain waves that lead to dreamless, restorative rest. In a 2007 study published in Neuropsychopharmacology, older adults who took just 3 grams of glycine before bed slept deeper, woke up fewer times, and felt more refreshed in the morning. They didn't feel knocked out or sedated. They felt like themselves, just better rested. And that's the goal. Not to force the body into sleep, but to support it in remembering how. Gelatin is a rich source of glycine. When dissolved into warm water, it creates a light, soothing drink that's easy to digest and calming to the gut. If you've ever experienced stomach discomfort, bloating, or indigestion that disrupts your sleep, gelatin can help line the digestive tract and ease those symptoms. It also promotes hydration inside your tissues, keeping water where it's needed rather than letting it rush to the bladder. That's key for anyone who wakes up multiple times to use the bathroom. Bone broth offers a similar benefit but with added depth. Made by simmering bones for hours, bone broth is filled with glycine, proline, collagen, and essential minerals. It nourishes the joints, soothes inflammation, and supports muscle repair overnight. If your sleep is interrupted by pain, tension, or that deep, aching fatigue that never fully lifts, bone broth may offer the kind of overnight recovery your body's been missing. And it's not about drinking a lot. In fact, less is better. Just 4 or 5 ounces, around 120 ml of warm gelatin water or broth, sipped slowly 30 to 60 minutes before bed is enough. This isn't a meal, it's a message. A cue to your nervous system that it's time to shift into rest mode. You don't want it too salty or too rich. Keep it light, low sodium, and gently warm, never boiling hot. Let it be something your body welcomes, not something it has to work hard to process. The beauty of these drinks is that they meet the body where it is. They don't stimulate, they don't suppress, they support. They say, I know you're tired, I know you're healing. Here's what you need to do it more deeply, more gently, more completely. To prepare gelatin water, use 1 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin powder and dissolve it fully into warm, not boiling, water. Stir until smooth. You can add a pinch of cinnamon or a drop of vanilla if it feels comforting. For bone broth, look for a low-sodium version, ideally homemade or from a source you trust. Heat it gently and drink it alone, not alongside other foods or drinks for best absorption. What you may notice first isn't that you sleep 10 hours straight, it might be smaller. You wake up once instead of 3 times. You fall asleep within 20 minutes instead of 60. You don't need to nap the next day. Your joints feel looser. Your stomach is quiet. These are the quiet signs that something inside you is recalibrating, that the rhythm of healing sleep is returning. Gelatin water and bone broth won't be flashy. They won't trend on social media. But for many seniors, they are the simplest, most honest way to end the day with intention, to nourish the body in a way that feels deeply respectful, and to reclaim, even just a few nights a week, that sacred kind of sleep that doesn't just rest you, but restores you. So here we are, 5 simple drinks, nothing fancy, nothing extreme, just warm, nourishing, thoughtful choices that align with the needs of a body over 60. Because after a certain age, sleep isn't about shutting off, it's about supporting every system gently into rest. The nerves, the muscles, the hormones, even the gut. And every one of these drinks, almond milk with cinnamon, chamomile with ginger, warm coconut water, golden milk, or a quiet cup of gelatin or broth offers something different, but they all share one purpose: to help you come home to yourself naturally. Maybe what you needed wasn't more effort. Maybe it wasn't another pill, another supplement, or another frustrating night of tossing and turning. Maybe what your body needed was kindness, warmth, a little magnesium, a little glycine, something that doesn't just knock you out, but welcomes you back into a deeper rhythm you haven't felt in a long time. You don't have to try everything at once. Just start with one, sip it slowly. Make it part of your evening ritual. Give your body space to respond. Because even after years of broken sleep, your system remembers how to rest. It just needs the right kind of help to remember. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring enough about yourself to watch this far. That tells me something about you. You're not giving up on your nights, and you shouldn't. You deserve sleep that feels whole, sleep that holds you, not just passes through you. So tonight, I hope you choose one small drink. I hope you turn off the lights, let the quiet settle in, and trust that rest is still within reach. And if even just a part of tonight feels a little softer, then you're already on your way back. And take care of yourself. Sleep well. You've earned it.